It has taken its time, but we are finally heading into that section of the life, so to speak. The time has come to perhaps finally reveal what it is. This is a very short Black Clover chapter, and although a lot of things happen, at the same time it feels like nothing happened at all. But the ending is the one thing we have to be looking forward to. The angry anime fan, the despair viewer, as I said before, this is Black Clover, chapter 195. Unfortunately, Lil is not defeated from just that. That is kind of annoying. I am getting tired of his hatred, but then again, Charmy is kicking ass right now, so she's saying to them rest to move on. And the angry anime fan has some things to say about this chapter that is a bit scary. As where Noelle keeps on fighting Fana that just as mad as before, and it's about and it's during that moment that she's saved by the most unlikely ally, none other than Jack the Ripper. And I actually have to be a little bit worried now. Wait. What happened to Yami? No, seriously, what happened to Yami? I know that Jack and Yami can't stand each other, but I'm still wondering what happened to him. Don't tell me the worst thing happened. Given the end of this chapter, anything can go, you know. So I wonder though, is Jack really the person that can save Noelle from this? I mean, his magic scythe seems to be able to cut through any type of magic there is. Granted, Fana heals from even that, but she does seem to have a more panicking expression at that time. Of course, Noelle just wonders why it has to be Jack. A bit strange though, because what I mean strange is Jack is technically a captain. So for her to immediately just say that, then again I think she's pretty creeped out by Jack. And let's face it, if Jack was in real life, I think we all really would be creeped out by how he is. But then the strangest thing happens though, that we actually run into a familiar elf, knocked down, or is he killed? It's not exactly confirmed if this guy is killed or whatever. You know, you recall that elf David, or whatever his name was in elf form, the one who apparently had a dice magic. He is on the floor, seemingly knocked out, or is he killed? I cannot tell. I just wonder why didn't Asdeus free his soul. But what Mimosa detects is that there is traces of magic here, but it's not human, nor is it an elf. So she uses her guidepost and detects that the room beneath the magic power is a pedestal-like space that is growing. 3 elves in the room with the magic of Juno. And indeed, it's Raya, Patri, and actually a guy we have seen before, but we just didn't have confirmation for yet. His elf name is Rani, or Lani, we don't really know which is which. It's not exactly known what he reincarnated in, because I haven't seen his human form before. However, judging from the end of the chapter, minor spoiler alert, before I actually reveal it, seems to imply that maybe he didn't have a human form to begin with. Either way, the Rani, if you recall, in the table scene, is the guy whose hair covered his faces. When I saw Henry, I actually at the beginning wondered if that guy was the one, but no, Lani is his own, and it's even worth noting his tattoos, his hair. He seems to have a very quiet personality. Either way, Patra is determined to take that magic stone so they can go back to the future and remember Lich's smile, as according to him. And I'm just saying, oh, you stupid, angry, despair, drowning fool. Don't you know you are part of something that is like a game? If you do that, your futures will not return. It will only become darkness. Either way, Juno managed to fight off them all, and even managed to, fight evenly with them. I have a little bit of a problem with that. Don't get me wrong, I prefer if hope wins rather than despair. But as Raya points out, he is as natural as Lich was, meaning that Lich powers defied common sense. even for an elf. And now Juno is the same, once again implying that his connection to whatever, if it is literal or something else, is that way. This kind of power is not of a human, nor is it of an elf. It is something outwardly. That's just how powerful Juno is right now. I just wish he had a little bit more of a developed personality, but given that very bad theory I have, if Asta and Juno really are the children of Lich, then my bad theory I have is that Asta inherited all of the personality, where Juno inherited all of the magic for saving him or whatever. I know that's a very bad theory. But then suddenly Rani or Lani, whatever, let's just call him Rani right now, because Japan translation do have a tendency to eliminate the R. Appears behind Juno and couldn't even detect him and managed to take the stone. Apparently his magic is something of switch objects around even if he has touched them once. As he has the stone, Juno demands to have it back because, well, he has had it since childhood apparently, but the strange thing is he still remembers his childhood with Asta of that. So I mean, the way he says it almost sounds similar to those elves in Rages. So as Raya says that he never won a game of tag, then just suddenly Rani talks in a little bit of a understandable voice, as he says suddenly that the debt is repaid. And the strange thing is that when he says that, Raya just suddenly says that I can tell he's lying. And what I mean by that is, what do you mean lying? I mean, yes, the end implies it all, but what, does Raya have the ability to detect lies or something? What does he mean by the debt is repaid? I mean, given the end, though, we can take this in a different way. So, and he suddenly asks, why did you lie just now? Who are you? And in that just one moment, Rani pulls up a malicious smile as he suddenly sends a very devastating attack right through Raya. As Raya collapses or perhaps dies, he suddenly says, this reincarnation is actually... But the chapter ends before we finally got the reveal. So, I mean, I was just a little bit confused, to be honest. It's just... I mean, as I said before, we may finally get the reveal of the devil. That smile Rani did is very similar to the devil's smiles that we have seen sometimes before. However, it's just that question... What depth is Lani lying about? So, the reincarnation of Rani is different than the others, or perhaps it was always different. As I said before, I believe the reincarnation failed. There is something that is twisting the hearts of the elves that already are drowned in despair. And something happened to Lani. Or is it possible that Lani is the one who is responsible for everything that has happened here? If Rani is a demon or a devil, then maybe. But he just killed Raya. At least we can presume he killed Raya, because, well, let's face it, he had a hole through his chest. Although technically they are elves, so they should be able to heal from mortal damage pretty easily. If the Patri is that fast. What I mean to say is that Patri wishes for their future to return. But no, I don't think they will. Not with a situation like this. So yes, while a lot of things happened this chapter, at the same time it left me with a little bit of an unfulfilling emotion, to be honest. Maybe it has to do with the fact that we're finally getting some answers and the chapter has to end before we get them. And instead we have to end with confusion. Who is Rani? What is the feeling of this all? And what do they mean with the reincarnation is actually? Is this the true culprit between every ounce of despair? I don't know. I just don't know. But you can give me your thoughts if you have any.